them for the super cover. So I'm gonna see right now. I told you though, y'all just getting up. All right. All right. Let me come get it. That's my scene at night. They said he bounced out the car. Like, oh, it's all bad. It's all bad. I said, oh nah, back your ass the fuck up. You told me that last time we went to jail, my nigga. You said it was all bad last time. And we went to jail 4 years, huh? Right. Yeah. He pulled up on me, told me, it's all bad, bro. It's all bad. Nah, bro. Backed up away from me with that shit, nigga. Last time you told me that, nigga, we went to jail. You told me it's all bad. You got no money and shit. Oh yeah, nigga, I got no money because it's all bad. Yeah, nigga was in prison. Yeah, it's my son's birthday today. Exactly. November 9th, nigga. November 9th, I'll never forget that day. 11? It was 11. What's happening, y'all? Come on, we in this bitch. We in this bitch. You know? Huh? It's paused. Look. That's how I look on the stream. Yeah. You already know what time it is, man. Come in here, everybody get in here, get them lights up. Get them lights up, y'all. I had to pop in one day, man. I'm in Los Angeles, man. I had to pop in one day, you know what I'm saying, on this stream because everybody keep talking about this young Aunt Jefe stuff. The police report came out finally. I've been seeing the police report. People just seeing the police report. I've been seeing it, you know what I'm saying? I know people gonna low-key panic off the police report. But I hear everybody talk, it's an affidavit. The affidavit is somebody's signed statement, bro. It's not an affidavit. Straight up. It's not an affidavit. So everybody keeps going, oh, it's an affidavit. It's this and that. Everybody's so slow, so stupid. They in different states and they don't know what they talking about. Everybody want to see young Ant go down. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's not, you know what I'm saying? He feel like it's not that. They feel like it's not that. So that's what really counts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, y'all tap in the room right quick with your boy. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna break it down. I had privilege to speak with Alex Alonzo and everything beforehand, right beforehand, when the police report first came out. I was right there. We first read the police report. We decided that we want who gonna put the content out. I told him I was not gonna do it because it was not my place. It's not my place. Straight up. Everybody got false narratives talking about young Ant brother at his smoke shop. That was not young Ant smoke shop. Young Ant smoke shop is down the street on Manchester, down some, not on Normandy. But he do be on one on Normandy. But the ones his is at is the one down the street. Everybody don't know nothing about nothing. Everybody getting false claims. Well, I'm coming here to clear the air. I'm here to clear the air, bro. Straight up.
TV. Thanks for tapping in with Street TV. Alex Alonso. And I'm here to give you an update on the young Aunt Jefe case. But I'm only here to provide factual information as best as I can. I'm extremely disappointed in a lot of you guys that have been reporting on young Ant because most of you guys are not concerned with the facts at all, period, point blank. You're just concerned about reporting any misinformation, any deceptive story. You are not concerned about the facts and the truth. You guys just want content. Content is going to mean something that is unreliable in the future. Content is going to be defined as tabloid journalism, stuff that you cannot rely on. And you're talking about people's lives here. Here's another thing. Some of you content creators know that you're reacting to a piece of content that is frivolous, that is inaccurate, that has not been vetted, that is unverified, but you're still going to run it anyways. You're just as responsible. You guys have an obligation, especially you guys that have a platform that has a significant following. You know, you got 20,000 or more subscribers, 30,000, 40,000. You have a responsibility to make sure what you're putting out there is factual. It's not just, oh, we're going to run content. And that's unfortunate. That's what this has come to. But, you know, before Whack 100 started making a name for himself on Clubhouse back in 2020 during COVID, these misinformation campaigns, this amount of slanderous content was extremely rare. It wasn't part of our genre.
That's a fact. Whack 100 is one of the niggas that made the content of the real people, the real stuff, not cool. It made the entertainment more cooler than the facts. And that's the problem, bro. When we want the facts, yeah, we can entertain. It's an entertaining platform, but let's do the truth. Let's not make up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even if you do the truth, but lightly around it, play around with it, it's not as cool. But it's the base of it's the real truth. People ain't doing no, they basing everything off lies, bro. Everything off lies, and then they take it from there.
In this street gang historical storytelling, it was not a part of that. He introduced that into this genre. He has single-handedly influenced a movement that is based on deceit, misinformation, and libel. And a lot of you platforms support it. A lot of you platforms support it. You know why? AdSense. You want that AdSense money, and the facts and the truth and the accuracy of this information does not matter to you. But I got this 3-page affidavit written by the LAPD that breaks down why they requested arrest warrants on 3 people, one of them being young and Jefe. And I'm going to go through this 3-page affidavit by LAPD Detective Rudy Avilar. But before I get into that, you guys have done a horrible job on Young Ant. And it's not just Young Ant, it's a whole bunch of y'all. And y'all might even say Young Ant is guilty of this too. Maybe he is. I do recall one time Young Ant got on his channel and retracted a story that he did. And that's fine, because we all gonna make mistakes. Right. Retraction just means, hey, the last thing that I did, the last story that I reported on, I made this mistake, I made that mistake. That's a retraction. And we don't really see too much of retracting going on. So, you know, you could put Young Ant in this category too, but he's one of the few guys I've actually seen do a retraction. But Poetic Flakko, he is one of those guys that does not care about the quality of information that he provides. He just knows that it's salacious, like the National Enquirer or the Sun. He did Young Ant extremely wrong in this story. And everyone who ran with his narrative and reposted his story and pushed his narrative, you just as guilty. Why can't you watch it and say, oh no, this is horrible. I'm not even gonna go there with it. Nah. But each and one of you channels definitely avoid certain things but you know that, ooh, this is gonna get some numbers. Ooh, I'm gonna run up a bag. Nah, that's not what these platforms is supposed to be based on. There's no vetting the information. And basically, your channels are based on rumors, speculation, and the comments. You guys will literally read the comments. You know, comments could be trolls. Comments could be anybody, completely unvetted. And I had no idea that Poetic Flakko had any animosity towards me until I saw him back on Fig in January of this year, in January 2026. And this is what he had to say about me.
Dog, like, for example, Street TV. Why is a platform called Street TV needed?
Why not?
Why should kids have to sit and learn about gangbanging all day? Why should kids, right, have to sit and watch something where they're glorifying gangbanging?
Okay.
They're glorifying it.
So let's go to No Jumper. He's glorifying gangbanging.
No, they're not.
Did you hear that? Glorifying gangbanging. Glorifying gangbanging. Here's a great book on how MS-13 became what they became by Professor Ward. Is this glorifying? Here's a great book by Chris Blatchford on the history of an individual in the Mexican Mafia. Is this glorifying? This is a brand new book about 18th Street called The Rent Collectors by Jesse Katz, former LA Times writer. Is this glorifying? And here's a historical book I have in my collection from 1927. This book is almost 100 years old, and it actually became the story of the movie that Leonardo DiCaprio starred in many years ago, The Gangs of New York, by Herbert Asbury. Great book when all the gangbanging in New York City were immigrant Jews, immigrant Italians, and immigrant Jews. Very important book in understanding the phenomenon that we're currently dealing with today. StreetGangs.com has always been based on history. It has always been based on learning about the past. So I don't know where he sees that what we do on this platform is glorifying. But let's continue and hear what else Mr. Poetic Flakko had to say.
With Street TV, the entire platform is gangbanging is the best in the world. Gangbanging is great. Let's glorify gang members. Let's talk to them as if they're like worth talking to. So Street TV is glorifying it. And I'm saying a platform like that shouldn't even exist, because what is like redeeming about a gang member?
I don't know how many people come to Street TV and come to StreetGangs.com and think that I'm putting out a narrative that gangbanging is the best thing in the world. That's ludicrous. And then he basically just disrespects anyone that used to gangbang or currently gangbangs, because he says, what is redeeming about a gang member? Now, I don't understand how any of you guys can communicate with this person. He spends a whole lot of time on platforms communicating with dudes that have gang identities, whether it's current or in the past, and he heavily relies on that. And at the same time, he's smacking you in the face. Look, I took down every single Poetic Flakko video that was on Street TV. I never had him on the platform. He was on the platform with Munchie B when Munchie B was doing Rich at Heart. He was on the platform with Spider Loke when he was doing Facts Over Feelings. He was also on the platform again with Cartoon, formerly Cartoon, Tony from Fire Trey, with Munchie B. And I invited him into my space. I invited him into my studio and let him talk his ish, regardless of how I felt about him. But ever since I seen this thing right here, I can't never interact with this guy again. And I don't even understand how you guys do, because he don't like y'all. He don't even respect y'all. He's using y'all. But because he's getting clicks and views, you guys tolerate it. Shameful. So I put all of his videos on members only. You cannot see anything publicly of Poetic Flakko on Street TV ever. This guy's basically saying, so a guy that used to be in a gang is not worth talking to. But he talks to them all the time. A guy in a gang is not worth learning from. But he learns from them all the time. Let's just play this last clip on Flakko.
Right, like the dude Alex. Yo, Alex have been perpetrating as a non-affiliate and a civilian for years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No. Alex is like a deep-rooted, like real, authentic OG gang member, right? But people like Alex, they're able to disguise themselves as civilians in order to push the harmful rhetoric.
Perpetrating as a non-affiliate, a deep-rooted OG gang member that pushes a harmful rhetoric. I'm an OG gang member. That's crazy. You know, I graduated from the University of Southern California in 1995. And I went on to graduate school and graduated again. I have never committed or devoted myself to becoming an OG gang member. This guy's frivolous. This guy's slanderous. And you know what? This guy has actually been sued multiple times before. Here's a case where a person named Catherine Brown sued Poetic Flakko. Minyango Tokpa. That's Poetic Flakko. She alleges that Poetic Flakko engaged in a degree of stalking, harassing, threatening, attacking, intimidating, and defaming her name through online activity. She claims that the defendants are individuals using online platforms like YouTube to engage in cyber and online harassment that began around October 1st of 2020. I'll put a link to this down in the description. I don't know what the outcome of this case is, but it doesn't surprise or shock me that somebody wanted to sue Flakko. In fact, Flakko is probably going to end up getting sued again. And in that video that you just heard of Flakko speaking foul on me, guess where he's getting this motivation and information from to say these things about me? It don't take a rocket science to figure that one out.
Whack 100.
Yes, it's Whack 100. Whack 100. Poetic Flakko is Team Whack 100. It don't matter the lies and the deceit and deception that Whack 100 participates in. I mean, he's got some drama right now going on with this Ray J fight. It does not matter. This guy is Team Whack 100. And we all know that Whack 100 is behind a significant amount of malicious, harmful internet antics. And unfortunately, many of you others are okay with it. Many of you guys got nothing to say about it. You will slander young and Jefe. You will do all kind of you will engage in a misinformation campaign on young and Jefe, but you won't speak on the foulness of Whack 100. Why not? I know why. And unfortunately, black folks got a problem with this. Black folks always do this. Well, he ain't said nothing about me. He ain't dissed me yet. He ain't talked no mess about me. Well, that was actually an issue and a problem that young and Jefe had to deal with, because I don't know for how long he sat next to Munchie B, and every time Munchie B told the truth about Whack 100, Young Ant was quiet. Young Ant was silent. And you got to understand, Young Ant and Munchie B, they're homeboys. They go back. They go back many years, over a decade, maybe 15 years. They've been locked up together. But this mentality that we have, well, he ain't said nothing about me. And what's crazy, I just heard it this morning. I was watching Tony, formerly Cartoon 5-3, speak on Whack 100. I was like, oh, okay, I've never heard him speak on him, but let me hear what he had to say. And what do you think Tony had to say? And what do you think Tony had to say? Well, what do black people do when it comes to this type of issue? Well, he ain't said nothing about me. All right, let me play this clip.
But the first one, boom. Back to the situation with Whack 100. Y'all have been asking me over and over and over and over what I think about this cat, what I think about what he's doing on social media, blah, 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 blah. And I told y'all a million times before, oh boy ain't never spoke about me. I don't know him. I ain't really got nothing to say about him. And I've always left it at that. What I'm finna say now is not really speaking on him, well, against him now. What I'm finna speak about is the mentality of the people that are getting into it with him.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. He ain't never said nothing about me, so I ain't got nothing to say about him. But he certainly had a lot to say about your people. Maybe some people that you know. Maybe some homeboys you grew up with. He certainly had a lot to say about the culture. I mean, Whack 100 has disrespected so many people. Let's just deal with OG Crips. OG Crips. OG Crips from Tony's generation. I recall Whack 100 being very disrespectful with OG Brydog from Carver Park. I recall Whack 100 being extremely disrespectful with Melly Mel from Santana Block. I recall Whack 100 being extremely disrespectful, defaming the name of Gangster from Santana Block. I mean, that's three people that are there I can think of. I mean, how many people does it take for this guy to talk about before you say, come on, man, this got to stop. This is out of control.
You're right. Everybody do say this. Everybody say this and say, oh, yeah, this and that, until Whack do it to them. Oh, he didn't do it to me. What's the deal? P's and Q's in the building. Sharon, what's happening? Tiny Local, some of my peoples, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to all my peoples, man. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, bro. We outside. We in L.A. You know what I'm saying? Still doing it up. I got Sassy right there, jumping off the couch, doing her thing. 1-2 step like Sierra. You know what I'm saying? And we doing the thing. Now, he ain't got to the affidavit yet. But he's talking about Whack 100 and how Whack 100 is a poison to the community, bro. He poisons his community, bro. Whack 100 is not Paru. I know some real Parus, and they're going to tell you he don't be on Paru Street. He not a Paruer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whack 100 ain't, we know he from Pacoima, but Pacoima got Parus. They got true Parus out there, man. Some real Parus in Pacoima. But, man, listen. Whack 100 is a big booty B word. He bounced that ass up and down in a circle. You know what I'm saying? He said ain't a burple. Throw that ass in a blurple. Throw that ass in a blurple. You know what I'm saying? He don't throw his ass in a circle. He throws his ass in a blurple. You know what I'm saying? He got the Guatemala BBL. Whack 100 is the man that do the shit. Shit. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That we call him weird blood. We call him weird blood where I'm from. That's weird blood. Straight up. Big booty blood. Shut your bitch ass up.
Nah, everybody's like, nah, he ain't talked about me. He ain't said nothing about me. I mean, he's also talked about Big U, Nipsey Hussle, Monster Cody. I mean, the list goes on. In fact, who else has Whack 100 talked about that should make us all feel concerned, make us all feel like we're under attack? I don't need him to talk about me to know that this guy's a demon.
Facts.
And no, it's not just content. People are getting RICO'd. People are getting whipped out in parking lots. People are almost getting killed for content. People are about to go on trial. People are getting sent to prison. It's content. But I do appreciate cartoons or Tony's change into being a Christian and speaking on Jesus. But let's look at this from the perspective of a Christian. If you're a Christian out there and you do content, you believe in God and you believe in Jesus Christ, you should be appalled at what Whack 100 does. I know a lot of you guys aren't religious, but I'm talking to people like Tony and other people who believe in the scriptures, who believe in this Bible right here, who believe in this book. I'm going to go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 16, and read a few scriptures here. And this stuff should make us feel appalled. I'm in Exodus chapter 20. I'm going to start at verse 12. Honor your father and your mother in order that your days may prove long upon the ground that Jehovah your God is giving you. Right. You must not murder. You must not commit adultery. Right. You must not steal. You must not testify falsely as a witness against your fellow man. Right. You must not desire your fellow man's house. You must not desire your fellow man's wife. Ain't that interesting? What stands out to me is you must not testify falsely as a witness against your...
That is crazy. That God is essentially saying, man, all these snitch niggas need to go down. What's up, Sass? Yeah, all these snitch niggas need to go down. That's essentially what he's telling you. He essentially telling you, bro, you should not get on no stand against no man. You shouldn't be a snitch. You shouldn't tell lies on these men. You shouldn't make up all these different things on this man. Straight up. False witness ass niggas. You ain't seen shit.
Fellow man. It's right after you must not steal and you must not murder. God sees that the deception and the bearing false witness is just as worse, just as bad as committing a homicide. But let's go to Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. There are 6 things that Jehovah God hates. Yes, 7 are things detestable to his soul. Lofty eyes, a false tongue, a hand that sheds innocent blood, a heart fabricating hurtful schemes, feet that are in a hurry to run to badness, a false witness that launches forth lies, and anyone sending forth contentions among brothers.
Right. False witness.
That's for all my Christian folks out there that understand that what this guy is doing on the internet is deplorable, it's sinful, it's ungodly-like, and any other adjective you want to throw in there. But I got the probable cause statement by the LAPD in young Aunt Jefe's case. It's 3 pages, and I'm going to put a link to a PDF file of these 3 pages below for any of those that want to read it, review it. To report an assault at 6916 Southwestern Avenue in the city of LA. The 911 caller advised that the victim was being assaulted by multiple suspects in the parking lot. Now here is that parking lot. The parking lot is on the corner of 70th and Western. There's a thrift shop there, there's a mini market, and then there's a laundromat. Fire department announced Mr. Carl Welch dead at the scene on January 31st. Police, LAPD responded and they picked up some evidence at the scene. They found 5 pieces of broken jewelry and 1 set of veneers belonging to the victim. When the detectives got to the scene, Mr. Welch was shirtless, lying in a supine position next to the wall with obvious facial trauma, and the victim's black Escalade was parked nearby. Detective Avilar was approached by the victim's girlfriend and she provided some information on who he was and where he worked. According to this affidavit here, Mr. Welch arrived in the parking lot at 6:20 p.m. It states that the first suspects arrived at 7 p.m. and started to congregate with Mr. Welch. Then at 9:30 p.m., more suspects arrived, including young Aunt Jefe. And then around 9:45 p.m., and this is all according to video surveillance that they have, obviously, on one of these buildings. Then at 9:45 p.m., according to the video surveillance, the assault against Mr. Welch begins. At 10:34 p.m., the fire department announced him dead. Now, the detective also got in touch with the wife, and the wife made a statement to the police saying that Carl Welch worked at an unlicensed dispensary on Florence and Normandy, and that the owner of this dispensary told the wife that Mr. Welch would hold the rent money.
The owner of the dispensary, right? So that means that's not young Ant's dispensary, because everybody told it's young Ant's dispensary. So the owner of the dispensary, so that's not young Ant.
In a bag, and he would put that bag in his car. Now that bag is very important. Don't forget about the bag that he keeps the rent money in his car. Detectives then went to the dispensary, spoke to the owner to confirm the wife's story, and the owner said yes, he keeps the rent money in a bag. Now, this video surveillance was reviewed by one of the gang cops out of the 77th Division named Lagunas. Officer Lagunas is from the gang enforcement detail, and let me just state that the gang enforcement detail has been currently halted because of some recent corruption that came up regarding ghost stops and not turning on body cams during traffic stops. There's more about that in a previous video that I did. But Officer Lagunas is part of this same 77th Division gang enforcement detail, and he watched the video surveillance and he provided what he knew about the people in that video. So Lagunas identified the suspect kicking Mr. Welch in the head as Johnny Gray, also known as North Face. Officer Lagunas personally knows Gray and not only identified him, but he identified his car that was parked in the parking lot. Now, LAPD has a documented traffic stop with Gray in that same car on January 9th. LAPD also obtained search warrant for subscriber information, cell phone subscriber information from Google and from his cell phone provider, which links the phone number to Gray that is also pinging to this location on January 31st. They also tracked that same phone to Mr. Gray leaving LA and going to Las Vegas the very next day. Although we don't have the exact number of people that were in that parking lot when this incident happened, Officer Lagunas was able to identify two other people on the surveillance video, one being young Ant and the other one being a guy named Irvin Theus. Officer Lagunas states that young Ant appears to intervene in an argument between an unknown person that's there that Lagunas was not able to identify and young Ant. So Lagunas is actually identifying young Aunt Jefe as the person that is trying to de-escalate the conflict between an unknown person, we'll call him suspect 4, and young Aunt. But then Lagunas later states in this affidavit that young Aunt can be seen striking the victim while he's on the ground. Lagunas was...
Now that's right there. Lagunas said it appears is that where they can. That's where a police report is fucked up. Because I guarantee you, in his police report, when they get into the trial, the police will say, "I thought I seen. I've already seen that. I thought I seen." Because why would I de-escalate the shit? Why is I stopping people from doing shit, but then I sock them on the ground? That don't make no sense. I read this police report. I read this already. I had pleasure doing it with Alex Alonso, and this part was try. How is he stopping this situation? He's stopping the whole fight. Don't fight, don't fight, don't fight. They start fighting. As the man on the ground, I'ma sock him anyway. Like, it doesn't make no sense. Doesn't make no sense. Where, on the other hand, the people saying, no, young Ant didn't even do the fight. They just identified him there because he was a part of all that. He was there when all that stuff happened. He ain't giving up no names, so he sitting down. Straight up. It don't make no sense, bro, for young Ant to be stopping somebody from fighting. As they fighting, I'ma sock him while he on the ground. Like, that don't make no sense at all. That's why young Ant's saying the whole time, I'm innocent, don't worry about it, everything, because like Officer Lagunas, I was put in the trick bag by a police officer as well. Me and one of my boys, we go to jail for selling dope, right? We all got to work. They don't find work on nobody. They find work a thing. The police saying, in court, is saying, I told them that my boy had the dope. And they got it recorded. So take me to trial and show me the recording of me saying he got the dope. Now, while the trial come here, guess what happened? They throw the case out. Why? Because they never had that. They never had. Got me socking somebody on the ground, bro. You got me socking somebody on the ground. At first, I tried to stop the fight. And I socking him on the ground. But as soon as they fighting, I'm going to hit him on the ground. Stop it. Officer Laguna, that shit sound crazy. Straight up. It don't make no sense. It ain't no sense. It makes no sense. Straight up. Now, I had the pleasure of talking to some real gangsters. You know what I'm saying? And it was just niggas squabbling. So, whatever happened, it was niggas squabbling. Straight up. I'm told that they looking for the person, the main person that was fighting, that they ain't got him yet. They ain't got the main person that was fighting yet. They ain't got the main person that's fighting. He keep telling you right here, that's an unperson, that's an assailant. He's a person that they don't know. It's a person that they don't know. They can't recognize this man's face. They can't get this man. They don't know this man. So we got 3 other people that's involved that was there and put the murder case on them. This is what they do. This case would never hit trial because they don't have them for murder. They got them, of course, tied in, but they don't have them dead bang for murder. They got them being in a murder scene. That's why they try to tie it. Oh, I seen him one person hit. He did hit him on the ground. Come on, bro. It don't make no sense. Young Ant just hitting him on the ground. Right? Right? Now it's another part in this police part that's going to say that young Ant told somebody to go to his car. See, that's what it's like you see like Officer Lagunas is pinpointing young Ant, trying to put young Ant involved in this shit. They saying that the gang, the gang unit had to say this. So as a police came in there and said, no, I think this is him, this is him, and this is him. Just remember that. You gotta remember that. This ain't real evidence. Police report is not real evidence. Straight up. They get on the stand and say they made mistakes. Oh, it was a mistake. Oh, it was this. Oh, I didn't meant to say that. Oh, I thought I seen him.
Was able to identify that young Ant went to his car and started speaking to Irvin Thomas. Now, Irvin Thomas Irvin Theus. Irvin Theus is 21 years old. He is also from ETG. During the assault, actually, Theus was sitting in his car parked right next to Carl Welch's car. Irvin Theus did not participate in the actual assault, but according to Officer Lagunas, when Theus pulled up, he's seen interacting with the victim, then he's seen getting in his car, leaving, and then he comes back in his car.
Now you see right there, he's seen interacting with the victim. Now that could be, hey, what's up, bro? But since I said what's up to him, I interact with him, so now I'm a part of this murder case. See, that's why they don't tell you what the interaction was. They're going to say interact. Give him a handshake and pull it off. But why am I in the murder case, right? Oh, because I took the bag.
Shortly before the assault begins against Mr. Welch. But after the assault finishes, Theus goes into the victim's car, grabs a bag, and then gives that bag to young Ant. Now, that's why I said don't forget about a bag. For some reason in this statement of probable cause, you could tell they're trying to link this bag as to something of value, which is where the robbery comes in. On April 27th, the LAPD decides to issue warrants on 3 people. On young Ant, on Johnny Gray for murder, and they issue a warrant to Irvin Theus for conspiracy. Irvin Theus is the guy seen going in the car.
Conspiracy, bro. And conspiracy is one of the easiest crimes to commit. Get convicted of, too.
Grabbing a few things, specifically that bag, and then giving that bag to young Ant. Also, they took...
He said, Alex Kaufman. He was hating on Snoopy bad. That nigga, man, Snoopy bad self. Bro, listen. Snoopy bad self paperwork is real, bro. Fuck out of here. I read it for self. I got all that Snoopy bad self paperwork, bro. Snoopy bad self know he's told. The hell? Stop biting on the couch. Stop. Snoopy bad self know he told. Straight up. Snoopy bad self know what he did. Talking about that was a appeal paper. Snoopy bad self know he told. Snoopy bad self had attempted murder, and Snoopy bad self told on that murder to get off. He got probation for attempted murder. Fuck up out of here. Snoopy bad self told, brother. Don't try to come here and take it off of Snoopy. He's a snitch.
Carl Welch's Escalade, and they dusted it for fingerprints, and Irvin Theus's fingerprints are all over the car.
Yeah, listen. Snoopy bad self told, bro. Like, the person that I talked to the person that Snoopy bad self told on, right? He talked to Snoopy bad self. I talked to people that was in jail with them people. Mind you, they was all in Riverside County. They was not in LA County, Riverside County, because Snoopy bad self at that time was banging Paris neighborhood crip. Snoopy bad self told him somebody from Paris neighborhood too. That's why he started banging Sex Cash. Snoopy bad self is a teller. West Side.
So not only is he seen on video going into the car, they have his fingerprints on the car.
Salute.
And I just have a few questions before I wrap this up. I wonder why it took till April 27th to issue warrants when this offense happened on January 31st. Maybe it took some time for Officer Lagunas to identify people in that parking lot. Maybe he actually didn't know who they were and had to do some research to figure it out. I don't know. Even after the warrants were issued in April, why did it take almost a month to actually make the arrests? Everyone was accessible. They knew where all these guys lived and were at. I want to know why Lagunas, Officer Lagunas, the 77th gang detective, if he's the gang expert for A-Tray gangsters, and there was a bunch of people in that parking lot, why he's only able to identify 3? He didn't even identify the original person arguing with Mr. Welch, the one that young Ant is breaking it up. He's trying to de-escalate it. Lagunas doesn't even know who that person is. Are they going to link this bag to the rent money for the dispensary? And let me just add that this dispensary is unlicensed. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But it is an unlicensed dispensary. Now, it says young Ant was de-escalating, but then at the same time, in the very next sentence, it states that he assaults the victim. And both can be true. But if you're seen on video clearly trying to stop the conflict, what changed? What happened to where now you're
Exactly.
participating in the assault?
Right.
Don't know. And nothing in this probable cause describes a motive. It doesn't state whether this was a DP. Could this have been possibly something else? I don't know. And lastly, the biggest thing is that we all know that Young Ann is in the county jail on a $2 million warrant. And so is Johnny Gray. Johnny Gray actually has a slightly higher warrant. He's at $2,285,000 for his bail. Let me see. He's at $2,050,000. But the third suspect, Irvin Theus. Irvin Theus was arrested on the same day as Young Ann and North Face were. That's May 19th. But it states here, and he had $1 million bail when he was taken into custody. But on May 21st, just 2 days later, Irvin Theus, this is the person that is seen going through the car of the victim, taking things out the car, and then giving a bag to Young Ann. This guy was released from custody on May 21st. And the reason for the release says per 849B1PC. 849B1PC. And basically that means when you're released on 849B1, that means you are arrested without a warrant, but the police or the prosecutor decided there was insufficient evidence to file a criminal complaint. Legally, this action is reclassified as a detention only, meaning the arrest never formally happened and no charges are being filed at this time. So that is the biggest question.
So the person that got fingerprints all over the car, they don't. So that means the bag don't mean nothing. That means the bag don't mean nothing, bro. That means that bag didn't mean nothing. That means that finger, that car didn't mean nothing. That means that wouldn't happen. That means the only thing they told Young Ant is the sock part. They trying to add him to the sock part, right? That's what they trying to say. That means that bag didn't mean nothing. Or they just using Young Ant as a way to try to smoke the other people out.
I have, because according to Detective Rudy Avilar, Irvin Theus clearly was arrested with a warrant. On April 27th, Ramey arrest warrants were issued for Irvin Theus for conspiracy. And then Detective Lagunas claims that you can see Mr. Theus going through the car of the victim. But he was released. And that's all I have on the update.
So that's all y'all got, man, on the update, man. This is kind of getting weird. Some people getting parts, some people getting Vic. This shit's crazy. But listen, I'm finna get up out of here. I got to do some shit with my daughter, and I got to go. So I'll see y'all in a minute. It's your boy Odium Slim. No, like the other one, I'm out of here, man. Peace out.